Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Georgetown College Stadium, home of your Georgetown College Tigers. As you can see right now, we are just about to get underway with today's ball game. It's looking like a nice day. The chances of rain that were supposed to happen right now are kind of getting pushed back, and so hopefully we can at least get one game in today. It's currently 53, 52 degrees, real feel 53, so it's actually going to be a really nice day to play as compared to yesterday. Um, Before we get started, we will be getting the lineups to you here shortly with some of the slight changes that have happened, so stay tuned. As you can see, folks, our Georgetown College Tigers just ran out to the field as they get set for the national anthem.
All rise for the national anthem.
After the national anthem, we'll be getting to starting lineups, and we will be getting ready to get this game underway. Thank you, folks. Right now, we're going to transition over into our starting lineups for today's matchup. Lineup's pretty similar to yesterday with some minor changes. For Lindsey Wilson, we have Austin Reno and Tyler Menrath actually switching positions. So Tyler Menrath is in the 9 hole for the Lindsey Wilson Blue Raiders. For your Georgetown College Tigers, we have Josh Duarte at shortstop, Luke Torino at second base, Justin Brode at first, Val Stamler in center field. Brandon Krenrich is going from the catcher spot to the DH spot today. Jake Manderson will be catching his first game as he's coming out of quarantine. We'll have David Rojas once again at third base, Christian Santillanes in left, and Eric Thrower in right field, with Brian Golnick pitching on the mound for the Tigers. You can see Brian Golnick warming up right there. This is going to be his first start of the year. He's currently pitched in 2 games. Like I said, this will be his first start. He's given up 2 runs off 5 hits in 5 1/3 innings pitched, with a total ERA of 3.38. After Johan Castillo's outing for the Tigers yesterday, this is going to be a good day for the Girds. They're in a really strong position on the mound to really shut down this Lindsey Wilson offense. There you can get a better shot of him with his warm-up pitches, getting ready to get this game started. Up first, again, for the Blue Raiders, the center fielder, Zavala. Derek Zavala is one of those guys, again, aggressive, really aggressive at the plate, grounds this ball to David Rojas at third base. David Rojas with the easy clear out to first.
Up to bat, Menard.
Next up for the Blue Raiders, we have Tyler Menrath. Takes that pitch down at the knees for strike one. Golnick delivers. Fastball looks like the same location. Not really sure why that one was called a ball. But umpire must have thought it was low. Golnick gets set and delivers. That fastball in the dirt away. Jake tries to scoop it. For the Gers to be successful in this matchup, Golnick is going to need to do something similar like Johan Castillo did yesterday. This one popped up to right field. Eric Thrower giving chase. Ball ends up dropping for a single for Tyler Menrath.
That's a bad number 3 missed steal.
These Lindsey Wilson hitters are definitely going to be aggressive. Their approach isn't going to change too much from yesterday. They're going to stay aggressive at the plate, and they're going to continue to try and hit fastballs hard. Tyler Maskell up at the plate. Takes that for ball one. Menrath with a standard lead over at first base. Not looking too threatening. Jake Manderson threatens to throw to first. On that outside pitch for ball two. Now this is a good hitter's count. Tyler Menrath is probably sitting on a fastball here. So Golnick's going to need to Tyler Menrath with the pick. No harm, like I said. We got a standard lead over at first base. But here in a 2-0 count, Tyler Menrath is expecting a fastball, and we're going to see if Golnick's going to be able to challenge him here. Steps off. Just trying to make sure that him and Manderson are on the same page. Manderson sets up on the outer half. Another pick. That one so much closer. Almost getting Tyler Menrath out. Now that would be a sin to get picked off on a right-handed pitcher without getting dirty, folks. And that one was close. Golnick with a good move, quick feet, which is what you need to be able to pick guys off at any level, really, is quick feet, quick arm action to get the guy out at first. Golnick delivers off-speed pitch down in the dirt for ball three. As I mentioned earlier, this is Golnick's first start, so he may be getting these jitters out of the way so far, but a good ground ball double play right here should give him a lot of confidence. It's a good first pitch for a strike right there. Counts now at 3-1. Tyler Maskell probably taking all the way there, 3-0 count. Pitcher not even really close to the zone. He's probably looking to be aggressive right here. Golnick with another pick over to first, this time not as close as before. This is definitely an offensive count. And Golnick's not really sure where that pitch missed, but it is ball four, which means the Blue Raiders now have runners at first and second with one out. Again, this is still a position where the Tigers can still find some success. The ground ball double play will get them out of the inning. That said, DH Nico Martinez steps to the plate. Golnick delivers fastball, 2 balls out. 4-1. Golnick steps off. This is Manderson's first live inning behind the plate, as he was put in quarantine the past couple of days. So just making sure that him and Golnick are on the same page, because the last thing you want to do in this situation as a catcher is to get crossed up with your pitcher. That was a good ball. Blocked by Manderson down in the dirt. Counts down to 2-0. Head coach Michael Baumfeld out there to talk to him real quick, kind of settle him down, and figure him out with what's going on right here. Coach Baumfeld, like we talked about yesterday, is probably telling him, hey, these Lindsey Wilson hitters, they're going to be swinging early, so go ahead, throw strikes, have them put the ball in play. We don't need to be extra fine. We can afford to let them put the ball in play because our defense has been so outstanding. Golnick delivers that one to ball. We got another 3-0 count here. You can expect an easy take from Nico Martinez with a 3-0 count and already walking Tyler Maskill, the batter in front of him. Back at it with a fastball over the plate for strike one. As we talked about, this is another hitter's count where a fastball is almost expected. And so you can guarantee that Nico Martinez is going to be ready for it. So Golnick's really going to have to deliver one of his better fastballs in this pitch. Looks like an off-speed pitch, ground ball to the second baseman, to Luke Torino. Tosses it to Josh Duarte. Unfortunately, it looks like they got a little hung up. Apparently the runner at second base, the umpire did not call that runner out. Michael Baumfeld's going to go out and challenge that one because it definitely looked like Josh Duarte was on the bag. Here you can see Michael Baumfeld talking with the umpire kind of about that call, because there was no doubt the runner at first was safe. But I don't know about that runner at second. It looked like the ball got kind of caught up in Luke Torino's glove, making it hard for him to feed it to Josh Duarte at short. Nevertheless, the Blue Raiders have the bases loaded with one out in the top of the first. This is definitely a threatening position for the Blue Raiders with Seth Price, their first baseman, up to bat. Gives a good fastball right down the middle for strike one. And that's definitely what you need to get ahead right here. Price probably not swinging at the first pitch considering how many balls Golnick has thrown up until this point. But so it was a good job of Golnick to get ahead. Golnick with an off-speed pitch, another ground ball. That one sneaks through the 5-6 hole. Runner at third ends up staying because it ends up in shallow left field. But the Blue Raiders do end up scoring a run, and the bases are still loaded. It was a better job of Golnick getting ahead. Unfortunately, that ball was able to sneak through the hole. But if he can continue to get ground balls to get a double play to end this inning while minimizing the damage is definitely what he's going to be trying to do here. Jake Manderson is a good catcher behind the plate. I've seen him at practice many a times. He blocks extremely well. So throwing breaking balls down in the dirt right here shouldn't be an issue for him if we do need to get a big strikeout. That fastball in the inner half really good for strike one. Wouldn't be surprised if you see another breaking ball here to see if we can get a rollover double play. Golnick delivers, off-speed pitch, there you go. Rojas decides to go home, get the force out at one. Manderson throws it to first. Justin Brote with a great footwork right there, able to turn that double play. It's an unconventional double play, but nonetheless, it ends the inning with minimal damage, which is exactly what the Tigers needed right there. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with you at the bottom of the first with your Georgetown College Tigers up to bat. Right there, you just got a good look at Andy Rosales. This is going to be a second start for the Blue Raiders. With an ERA of 16.88, the Georgetown College hitters are going to be excited to get a lot of fastballs from this lefty here today. Rosales has 5 1/3 inning pitch. He's given up 10 runs on 10 hits in only 5 1/3 innings pitches. So again, this is going to be a good day for the Tigers to continue what they did yesterday and continue to drive the baseball, hit balls hard, and really go after him. Up at the plate, you see Josh Duarte, the young freshman, rocking the dirty mids in today's matchup, and you can even see the sun peeking out over just behind center field. So once again, folks, today's a great day for Tiger baseball, and it looks like we're definitely going to be able to get 2 in here. Josh Duarte swings at the first pitch, rolls it over to second base. Sorry, I apologize, the shortstop, who easily tosses it over and gets him out at first. Up next for the Tigers, left-handed batter Luke Torino takes that pitch on the outer half for strike 1. Fastball delivers, swings through that for strike 2. Again, like I said, these Georgetown College hitters are going to be aggressive at the plate today, just trying to continue what they did yesterday of hitting balls hard. That one fouled back to the left side. Third baseman gives it a chase, but ends up going foul just outside the third base dugout. There you can see a shot of Luke Torino again rocking the dirty mids. It looks like that could be a team decision today considering the field conditions. The Tigers were actually out really early this morning at 8 o'clock pulling the tarp and getting the field prepped for this game. Luke Torino fouls that one straight back. Here we get a good shot of Luke Torino and the pitcher Andy Rosales. Delivers breaking ball, outer half. Luke Torino with a great eye takes that for ball 1. Again, these Georgetown hitters, if the ball's in the zone, they're definitely going to be swinging. And they got a great eye for balls that are out of the zone. Randy Geit over at third base doing a great job with the hitters and the defenders. Luke Torino unfortunately rolls this one over to second baseman. Gathers and throws it to first for the easy second out. 2 outs in the bottom of the first. We have big left-handed first baseman Justin Brote up at the plate. Takes that pitch for strike one. Justin Brote grounds that fastball over to second baseman. And again, a pretty easy inning for the Blue Raiders there. Georgetown scores no runs off of no hits. Golnick back on the mound looking to shut down these Blue Raiders so that his team can get back up on offense and score him some runs. We'll be right back. To lead off the top of the second inning for the Blue Raiders, we have Kelvin Llanos, shortstop. Fouls that first pitch back and away for strike one. Golnick starting off really well. Pounding zone and forcing these hitters to swing the bat. Again, this is his first start as a Georgetown College Tiger, so he may have just been getting away some of those first inning jitters that typically happen. That's a good breaking ball over the plate for strike two. That fastball up and away. Llanos gets it in on the hands, and Luke Torino makes the easy catch to retire him for out number one. Next up, right fielder Henry Polino up to bat. Off-speed pitch down and away. Polino takes that for ball one. Breaking ball up. Umpire doesn't bite, calls it ball two. 2-0 count here. There's another offensive count that Golnick's kind of dug himself into. Probably a fastball coming, but it's a good fastball up and in. Polino swings just underneath it. Got a good 2-1 count. Golnick delivers. Breaking ball just misses on the inner half. 3-1 now again. In order for Golnick to be effective for the Tigers this game, he's going to need to get ahead early and start throwing strikes, because if he continues to end up in these hitters' counts, hitters are just going to continue to take advantage of it. It's a good breaking ball there for strike number two, getting the count to full. fouls that one straight back. Gets rung up on that one for strike 3. That's 2 outs. Austin Reno takes that for ball 1. Golnick delivers. Fastball. Outer half fouls it over the first base dugout for strike 1 to even the count. Golnick delivers. Good fastball in on the hands. Shortstop Josh Duarte easily retires him at first base. And that's going to be end of the top of the second inning for the Tigers. We will be right back with you after this. To start the bottom of the second inning for the Tigers, we have Stamler, Krenrich, and Manderson. Stamler with a little bit of a rough day at the plate yesterday. He did have 3 strikeouts. Is looking to really change his approach and be a little more patient at the plate today. Really trying to stay down through the baseball and get a run across. Takes that pitch up for ball 1. Takes that pitch ball away for ball 2. Bell on a good hitter's count here. Should be expecting a fastball. Fortunately, swings through that one. And we got a 2-1 count right here. Bell Stamler. Breaking ball up and away. That's a good take. 3-1. Again, he's in a good offensive count right here, but he needs to be patient and take the walk if it's given to him. He's not trying to do too much. He's really just trying to get on base and keep the line moving for his team. Not too upset at that swing right there. Just missed it. Brings the count to full. Val Stamler should still keep the same approach. It's a little bit different with 2 strikes now, but he should take the walk if it's given to him. It's a good job by him for taking that walk, just like we talked about right there. Again, for the Tigers, it's all about keeping the line moving and getting that next guy up. that's where they're going to be finding their most success, is when the Tigers continue just to hand the bat off to one another. And really do some damage for the Tigers. There you can see Brandon Krenrich up at the plate. Had a couple good knocks yesterday. One over the right fielder's head for a double and a single later that day. Takes that pitch down and in for ball one. Definitely a team decision today to rock the dirty mids, kind of to fit the weather that they had and everything that they had to go through in today's matchup. That ball up and away. Krenrich now sitting 2-0. Krenrich in a good hitter's count. Val Stamler goes. Catcher throws way off. Ball ends up in center field. Val Stamler ends up taking third base quite easily. Now Val, like I said yesterday, he's a guy with a lot of speed, and he's willing to take those chances. And with Krenrich up at the plate with some good hands, willing to make it happen. Definitely not a hit and run, but the Tigers will take that nonetheless. Now we're in a good position. Sac fly, base hit, gets the run across and evens this ball game up. Krenrich up at the plate, 3-0 count. Takes that pitch down for strike one. Again, that's one of those situations, 3-0 count, typically in high school baseball, and even up in the pros. Guys aren't really swinging 3-0. They're going to take the free walk if they want to, or if it's given to them. With that fastball over the plate, not really sure what Krenrich was looking for right there, but nonetheless, the count's full once again. He was expecting that fastball, got it in the 5-6 hole. Shortstop kind of bobbles it and brings it out. So Krenrich does another good job for his team. The run does score, and the Tigers do even it back up. 1-1. Up at the plate in his first at-bat of the season, Jake Manderson catching. Aggressive, really wants to hit and make something happen. Wouldn't be surprised if I see a breaking ball here from Andy Rojas. Changeup instead. Still gets Jake out in front for strike two. Jake had his approaches and had his chances up at the plate. But now with two strikes, he's definitely going to have to battle and find a way to put the ball in play and get a hit. Unfortunately, swings over that breaking ball for strike three. That will be the first out of the inning, with third baseman David Rojas coming up to bat. David Rojas takes that pitch for a ball. Both pitchers today struggling to get that first pitch strike, which is an important thing to kind of keep your bullpen in it, especially in this three-game series. Looks like hit and run. Throws easily gathered by the shortstop Llanos and thrown over to first for the second out of the inning. That does get the runner over, but unfortunately, in this situation, the Gers are still looking for a hit in order to score that run. Left fielder Christian Santianis takes that pitch for a ball. That ball in on the hands, kind of jams him up to the shortstop. Shortstop throws it over to first. And once again, the Tigers failed to come up with another run with a runner in scoring position right there. So we will come back with you at the top of the third for the Lindsey Wilson Blue Raiders. They'll be up to bat with when we return. I was going to say there you can get a good look at Brian Golnick delivering some of his warm-up pitches. Up for the Lindsey Wilson Blue Raiders, we're at the top of the lineup with Derek Zavala, Menrath, and Maskill. Zavala is definitely a first pitch swinger. That was a good decision. Throw a breaking ball first pitch, because anytime he's gotten a fastball for the first pitch, he's definitely been aggressive in swinging. Golnick doing a good job getting ahead, 0-1. Delivers another breaking ball in the outer half. Zavala fouls that one back. Behind the dugout for strike two. Golnick gets set and delivers. That one is low and away for ball one. Now with the 1-2 count right here, this is a good decision for Golnick to take one of his secondary pitches and be a little bit finer with it. He can afford to try and get Zavala to swing and miss right here. Unfortunately, that fastball missed quite a ways outside. Now we do want to be extra fine with that one, so it's still a good miss, especially with the 1-2 count. The last thing you want to do is leave a pitch over the plate that a hitter can really do some damage to. That ball flied out to right fielder Eric Thrower, camped underneath it, makes an easy catch to retire Zavala for out number one. Number 18, left fielder Tyler Menrath, up to bat for the Blue Raiders. Golnick, another good breaking ball for the first pitch strike. Golnick delivers. Manderson sets up on the outer half. That's a good fastball in the outer half. Good location, exactly what he wanted to do with it. Once again, getting ahead 0-2. Golnick, another good breaking ball. That one a little bit slower than the previous, able to get Tyler Menrath out in front on it for out number two. Tyler Maskill up next for the Blue Raiders. Another good fastball by Golnick on the outer half with some good two-seam action. Starts about a ball out and then ends up right over the black. Very good pitch by him, especially after going breaking ball, first pitch to the first two 2 batters. Fastball to the second baseman, Luke Torino gathers it on the backhand, crosses body, makes a good throw to Justin Brodt over at first to retire the Blue Raiders in the top of the 3rd inning. Georgetown's going to get another opportunity to score some runs as we get ready to go into the bottom of the 3rd inning. Stay folks, we'll be back here shortly. There you can see captain right fielder Eric Thrower stepping up to the plate, continuing the tradition of rocking the dirty mids for the day. It's an old school look, but it's always a classic just to see a lot of guys having fun out on the baseball field, especially on a day like this where things could have gone wrong. They could have gone south just with the weather. But that's a good piece by him. He singles that one right in front of the center fielder for the base hit. It's a good job by Eric Thrower, seeing the fastball, attacking it, really showing his team what it means to be aggressive on fastballs that are inside the zone. Next up, we have Josh Duarte up at the plate, freshman shortstop from California. He's looking to do something similar here. As mentioned yesterday, Josh Duarte, great bat, takes that curveball outside for ball 1. Another good eye. Wouldn't surprise me if Josh gets a little aggressive here and decides to try and lay down a bunt. Third baseman is even with the bases, but Josh with his speed can definitely put one across. Decides to swing instead, fouls that fastball back to even the count 1-1. Here we can get a good look of pitcher Rosales and Josh Duarte. Rosales is uncomfortable with the lead that Eric Thrower has at first, decides to try and give him a little show-me pick-off just to keep him closer to the bag. Eric Thrower with a good-sized lead over at first base. Rosales delivers, and Josh Duarte fouls that one straight back. There you can see Josh Duarte getting a sign from third base coach Randy Geit. This situation, don't expect too much to be on, but again, you never know with this Tigers offense. We're always looking to improve and change things up. There you see Eric Thrower gets a little too overzealous on that one right there, ends up getting backpicked by the catcher. Now that's an unfortunate mistake right there. I'm not sure exactly what happened, if that was supposed to be a delayed steal. It definitely wasn't supposed to be a hit and run with 2 strikes. But Eric Thrower got caught a little over his skis, and unfortunately that's the first out for the Tigers. Josh Duarte fouled that one straight down the third base line. Duarte is one of those good guys who handles himself up at the plate. He stays and maintains his composure even with 2 strikes. Rosales delivers that fastball on the outer half, almost black, Josh Duarte kind of got away with one there. Catcher did a really good job of sticking that, and held it there a little bit, kind of showing the umpire what he thought about that pitch. Nevertheless, still full count. That breaking ball, Josh Duarte grounds over to shortstop Llanos. Llanos feeds it over to first baseman Seth Price for the second out of the inning. There's Josh's battery mate, Luke Torino. That pitch missed low and away for ball one. Up here in the press box, you can hear his teammates cheering Luke Torino on, trying to start something to happen with 2 outs in the bottom of this third inning. This is a good count for Luke to be in. Luke's definitely an aggressive hitter. He likes to hit fastballs, and when he gets a pitch in his zone, he likes to hit them hard. And if he can continue what he did in his at-bat yesterday, that ball in the 5-6 hole, we'd be good. Another ground ball to the shortstop. Llanos delivers over and gets the final out of the inning for the Blue Raiders. The Blue Raiders will kick off with Nico Martinez, Seth Price, and Lucas Balt when we return on the top half of this fourth inning. Welcome back, folks. If you missed kind of the action with what happened so far, the Lindsey Wilson Blue Raiders got off in the first inning, scoring 1 run off of 2 hits. Golnick, pitcher that you just saw there, gave up a couple walks, allowing the Blue Raiders to have the bases loaded, but thankfully a ground ball to David Rojas allowed us to turn a double play to Jake Manderson at the plate, and then Jake delivering it to Brote at first for the final out. Gers able to even it back up in the bottom of the second inning. Nico Martinez, designated hitter, up for the Blue Raiders. Fouls that fastball on the inner half up to third baseman David Rojas, who camps under it. Doesn't find it, but thankfully shortstop Josh Duarte is able to make that catch and back him up, but he does end up running into the tarp. But that is a fantastic play by Josh Duarte, being able to back up his teammate and selling out to make that play. That was absolutely incredible by the freshman. He's one of those guys, just like a lot of the Tigers on this team, who will sell out and give up their body for the team. One of the big things that Micah Baumfeld and the coaching staff teaches here is that you're a family, and family sells out and does whatever it takes for each other. And that was a prime example of it right there. Golnick delivers a good off-speed pitch for strike 1 on Seth Price. Tries to go again with another breaking ball. That one misses outside. For ball 1, count tied at 1-1. I'd expect a fastball here on the inner half, but a breaking ball instead gets hit sharply to shortstop and ricochets off of shortstop Josh Duarte.
Ball.
And Seth Price able to reach safely at first. It was a hard hit ball, kind of caught a weird bounce, and Josh Duarte tried to pick it, ended up wearing it off the chest. David Rojas collected it, stopping it from going any further. But still a tough play. Another breaking ball by Golnick on the outer half for strike one. Now Golnick's doing a really good job of pounding the zone and throwing a lot more first pitch strikes. And like we talked about earlier, that's going to be key for any team really, but especially for the Tigers, to let their defense work and let hitters get themselves out. Golnick picks over to first. To no avail. Seth Price over at first, probably not one of the speediest guys that's going to steal on a straight steal. But Golnick checking in just in case. That fastball down the middle is hit hard by catcher Lucas Balt to left fielder. Santianes collects it. Throws it to the shortstop to stop the runners from advancing. You can see that courtesy runner going over to first base for catcher Balt. As mentioned yesterday in the NAI, catchers do get courtesy runners. Gives them time to get back in the dugout, put some gear on, and get ready for the next half inning. It's one of those things that allows the pace of play to kind of speed up. And it definitely makes it easier for the catchers, especially being down behind the plate all game long. That fastball missed away for ball one. Now the Blue Raiders in a threatening spot here with first and second, one out. Golnick's in a little bit of a tight spot here, getting behind in the count early. But he's going to need to find a way to get his Tigers back in this. Good breaking ball outer half for another strike. Now, although Golnick does have a pretty good fastball, it looks like he's heavily relying on his off-speed pitches to do a lot of the work and get him ahead in counts. It was a good decision there, 1-0 count, another offensive count. Hitter's expecting a fastball, and he's able to get an easy strike to even the count back up 1-1. Golnick delivers another breaking ball, outer half for strike two. He's heavily relying on that breaking ball on the outer half. It looks like he has a little bit of a tighter slider that he's throwing, and then a slower curveball, which is the one that you just saw right there. Strikeout would be huge here for Golnick. It's a good fastball in the outer half. Does miss away by 2 balls. Jake Manderson, you saw right there, trying to bring it back in on the plate. Unfortunately, doing something like that, umpires tend to see that and really won't give you that call. Counts back to even, 2-2. Golnick, another good breaking ball. But Kevin Llanos, shortstop, able to foul that one back. Kevin Llanos didn't play in yesterday's game, but is the shortstop for this one. He's had a lot of balls hit to him in this day, and he's managing it very well, able to stay in front and get a lot of these Georgetown hitters out. Golnick, another breaking ball, down and away. Llanos, after seeing so many of them, is able to lay off that one with ease. And that's one of the pitfalls of throwing so many breaking balls early. Hitters start to see your release point and kind of see that action on the breaking ball and are able to lay off of it sooner. Expect a good fastball right here. Let's see what Llanos can do. Goes to another breaking ball. Llanos is able to get that off the end of the bat through the 3-4 hole. Right fielder comes up to collect it. Gets cut off by Justin Brote in the infield. And the Blue Raiders now have bases loaded once again with 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. Eric Throw in right field doing a good job of getting to that ball quick and getting it into the infield so that runner at third base, Nico Martinez, couldn't do anything with it. I apologize, first baseman Seth Price couldn't score from home. Back to the action, we have Henry Paulino, right fielder, up for the Blue Raiders. It's a good fastball, fouled straight back to the press box. 4 strike 1. Henry Paulino, the 8th hitter for the Blue Raiders. This is going to be a good time to retire him and hopefully the following batter to really get out of this inning before heading back to Zavala at the top of the lineup. 0-1 count, another good breaking ball. 4 strike 2. Now that definitely seems like the pitch that Golnick's going to be relying to, to get these get-me-over strikes. Now with an 0-2 count right here, 1 out, and Jake Manderson behind the plate, like I mentioned earlier, Jake's a great defensive catcher, and he can really block the ball. So if Manderson really wants to break one off here, get a little nasty and throw the ball down in the dirt, you definitely have a good catcher behind the plate to keep it in front and stop any runs from scoring. Golnick just wanted to get on the same page with Manderson on this one, decides to step off. Likes what he sees. Good fastball in the outer half. That one fouled back. Count still set at 0-2. After slowing Paulino down, it was a good decision to go back to a fastball to see if he can get it by him. Unfortunately, Paulino was able just to get enough of that to foul it back. Golnick, another breaking ball. Paulino fouls that one. Must have been off the plate or that shin guard for another foul ball. Paulino putting up a good at-bat right here with 2 strikes. Now with 0-2 count, Golnick still can't leave anything over the plate. He needs to be extra fine and not give anything that Paulino can hit and put in play. That ball barreled, hit to center field. That's definitely going to score a run. Now Val Stamler making the catch, doing a good job of collecting it and getting inside, stopping that runner from advancing to third base.
3-0.
That does give Lindsey Wilson the lead. And with 2 outs in the top of the 4th, Brian Golnick really trying to work to minimize the damage here. Third baseman Austin Reno up at the plate. Waves at a breaking ball on the outer half for strike 1. Golnick got a little bit of a gift there as that ball was clearly a ball outside. Austin Reno struggling at the plate. He was in the 2-hole yesterday, kind of got brought down back in the 9-hole after his performance. Another breaking ball in the outer half. That one misses for ball 1. There you see Golnick looking in, getting his sign, kind of preparing for what's happening next. Pitch, that's a fastball. It's hit to shortstop. Josh Duarte is going to go ahead and take it himself at second base to retire and get the 3rd out of the inning. Golnick, once again, does a good job of minimizing the damage done by the Blue Raiders, but they still end up scoring a run off of 2 hits in the top of the 4th inning. We'll be back here shortly with your Georgetown College Tigers up to bat. there, you can see Justin Brote getting ready for his at-bat. Brote's in the 3-hole, and behind him we have Stamler and Krenrich. Brote looking to be really aggressive in this at-bat. Takes that pitch high for ball 1. Breaking ball looks like it slipped out of Rosales' hands. Unfortunately, it's another ball. 2-0. Justin Brote in a good offensive count. He's definitely going to need to sit his pitch, and he's one of those guys look for something middle in and over the heart of the plate so where he can do some real damage with the ball. Fastball misses down and away. We got a 3-0 count. One thing these Georgetown College hitters do is they take what they're given to them, so they're not afraid to take a walk. As you can see right there, when it's given to them, they're not going to overstride their boundaries too much to try and make things happen. There you can see we have Val Stamler up at the plate. Val takes that fastball in the outer half for strike 1. Doesn't seem too happy with it. Ball a little borderline on the black, but it's a good pitch by Rosales nonetheless. Another ball in the outer half. Val swings, fouls that one back for strike 2. Now with a quick 2 strikes, Val needs to really lock in here and put up a good at-bat. He has to have his nose to the grindstone and really get after it. Hits that ball up to the middle to Giannis. Giannis takes it himself and gets the double play. Now, unfortunately, in that situation right there, that is the worst that could have happened in that at-bat. Even if he strikes out, we still got a runner at first, 1 out. Still in a good position to make things happen. But double plays like that are definitely an inning killer for any team. No count. Krenrich steps up to the plate. Takes that 1, 2 balls out for ball 1. Breaking ball down and in. Krenrich swings over that one. Not too happy with himself there. One count. Rosales delivers. Fastball up. Krenrich fouls that one straight back into the glove of Lucas Balt. Now with a 1-2 count, 2 outs, Brendan Krenrich is really going to have to battle here, find a way to get on and make something happen to keep the line moving and get the next guy up. That was a good hard hit ball. Unfortunately, it's right to the second baseman. Gets underneath his glove and ends up in center field. So Krenrich does end up getting on first base like we talked about yesterday. He does a good job of being a leader for his team. Now that should be an error for the second baseman on that, as it was a routine ground ball. Catcher Jake Manderson up at the plate now. Struck out his first at-bat, does a really good job of leaving that one down for ball 1. Krenrich over at first base, DHing this game. Does not get his courtesy runner like he did yesterday. And I know he's a guy who wouldn't mind running the bases, but definitely likes having someone else run them for him. As we get back to the action, we have Jake Manderson in 2-0 count. A good offensive hitter's count, looking to do some damage here. Gets Gets a fastball outer half. Doesn't like it. Brings the count to 2-1. Good decision by Jake. Don't need to chase any pitches that aren't balls that he can really drive. So 2-1, he's still looking for something that he can do some damage with. Gets a fastball, inner half, gets a little tied up, fouls that one over the home dugout to even the count up at 2-2. Once again, we have twos across the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. With a runner at first and number 1 up to bat, Jake Manderson needing to do something similar to Krenrich and find a way to put the ball in play with 2 strikes. In yesterday's matchup, the Tigers were able to score. That ball gets away from catcher, breaking ball in the dirt. Got a little bit lazy. Krenrich able to advance to second on that one. Krenrich takes a look to see if he can get to third. Decides not to. Probably a smart choice. But as I was saying, in yesterday's matchup, the Tigers scored all 6 of their runs off of 2 outs. Which, like I said, that's a championship ball club right there. But in order to really be successful for an entire season, they're going to need to start making this happen a little bit earlier with no outs, 1 outs, having productive at-bats, making things happen. Jake Manderson lines that one to the left fielder who makes a dive. That ball's dropped. Krenrich going to score easily. Manderson going to second base, slides in, and gets another run across for the Tigers. Once again, these Tigers are doing an excellent job of finding a way to put the ball in play with 2 strikes and getting runs across with 2 outs. There you see David Rojas up to bat. Not really sure what happened with the left fielder. He may have lost it in the stands. After talking with a handful of outfielders, these silver stands are a little bit tough to get that ball, especially on a day like this where it kind of blends in with the sky. So he definitely got a late read, and he may have slipped out in left field as well. I know after talking with a handful of guys who got here at 8 o'clock in the morning to dump the tarp off, that ball's hit to third baseman. Olays it, able to collect it and throw it across the diamond for out number 3 of the inning. Georgetown able to scratch a run across with 2 outs once again to even the score up at 2-2. Blue Raiders are going to look to come back this next half inning. Golnick back out on the mound for the Tigers, and we will be back with you with Lindsey Wilson, Blue Raiders, up to bat. There we can see Brian Golnick getting his warm-up pitches in. Currently at 64 total pitches for the day through four innings. Not bad for his first start so far, but he's definitely going to need to get ahead like he has been the past couple innings in order to stay in that ball game for a little bit longer. Looks like we have some guys down in the Georgetown bullpen just kind of getting their legs loose, preparing for something that may happen in this inning. Blue Raiders once again have center fielder Zavala, leadoff hitter, up to bat. Zavala, again, one of those hitters, aggressive for the first pitch, tries to bunt there, ends up butting through it for strike 1. Probably trying to sneak one down on David Rojas over at third base. That fastball missed down and away. Zavala, one of those guys that we talked about, definitely going to be aggressive at the plate. Any ball in the zone, breaking ball, fastball, he will be swinging. Just like that, pops that one fouled. Straight back up over the press box for 2 strikes. Golnick with the pitch. Ooh, that fastball misses up and in. It looks like it hits Zavala right in the head. Umpire called it a foul ball. Zavala not too happy with what's going on right here. I'm not sure where that hit. There you see Zavala kind of gathering himself, collecting him after hitting the up near the head area right there. Zavala steps in. That ball misses up to even the count back at 2-2. As I'm watching the stream back, it does look like as he was kind of protecting himself from that pitch, he brought his bat knob up, and it ended up hitting the knob of the bat and going off. He definitely wasn't happy with that on how close it was, but it definitely looked like a foul ball with a good call by the umpire there. The full count, Golnick delivers. Good breaking ball in the outer half, and the umpire rings him up. Zavala clearly unhappy with that one right there after what he thought was a hit by pitch and a free 90. Tyler Menrath steps to the plate. Again, tries to bunt, pops this one up straight back by the press box. Again, probably trying to take advantage of David Rojas over at third base. Doesn't look like David is playing too far away. Looks like he's playing even, able to make that play if it is given to him. But the Blue Raiders are trying to find a way to get on base. As this one isn't as a high hit game as it was yesterday, but he is able to get one to fall in front of center fielder Val Stamler right there. Tyler Maskill up at the plate. Golnick delivers. Maskill fouls that one back towards his dugout for strike one. There you can see Maskill getting ready, and on his belt you can kind of see a little chart. Now that allows the third base coach to call out a number and have the hitters see what play is going on. It's kind of a new thing that's developed in baseball. Instead of traditional signs that can easily be picked up, just to go to a number system, because you can easily change the numbers. Players don't have to worry about memorizing signs. It makes it easier all around. Golnick picks over once again. Menrath over at first base easily gets back. Has a very traditional lead, doesn't really plan on going, but the possibility of a hit and run is on the table. Blue Raiders probably trying to do anything to get base runners moving and action happening. Breaking ball misses high to even the count back up 1-1. Once again, you can see Tyler Maskill getting ready. Fastball outer half. That ball's fouled back over the first base side. Now we're at 1-2. That's just like the hit and run that I was talking about, folks. It's a hitter's count. It's an opportunity to try and get the base runners moving. You can expect a fastball right there. There you see closing pitcher Keon Taylor handing over those balls to the umpire, trying to get him fresh baseballs. As with this weather, they can easily get damaged, destroyed, and always have to cycle in some new ones. Another breaking ball. That one's up the middle to Josh Duarte. Misses it. Ball goes into center field. Menrath does a good job of seeing that, easily takes third. And now the Blue Raiders have runners at first and third with one out in the top of the fifth inning.
Martinez.
Ball looked like it just snuck underneath Josh's glove. He probably looked up before he had the ball in his glove, which caused him to bring his glove up slightly, and the ball just snuck underneath. Now, unfortunately, that's a big error for the Tigers, as that would have been an inning double play. It looks like we're going to have a mound visit by Coach Baumfeld, kind of talking with his team, seeing what's going to go on here with runners at first and third situation. It's extremely common to have that runner at first base kind of get an extended lead or even leave early to try and get the catcher to throw the guy out at second base in order to steal a run. Left fielder Tyler Menrath probably has some good speed on him. Any guys typically in the outfield are a little bit quicker to go. Again, there you saw Coach B kind of just talking with his team about what the plan is, making sure that everybody's on the same page with what's going on. Because in a situation like this, when you're tied, middle of the ball game, it's important to make sure that everyone's on the same page. That way we can at least get one out if we do end up giving a run. Designated hitter Nico Martinez up to the plate. You can hear his teammates rooting him on. Singles the ball through the 5-6 hole. Easily going to score the first run. Runners advance. Now we have runners at first and second, with one out for the Lindsey Wilson Blue Raiders. Up at the plate, we have Seth Balt, first baseman for the Raiders. Golnick really looking in, making sure he's got the right sign. Curveball looks a little bit low. Definitely, umpire does call it a strike. Golnick taking a long look in right there just to make sure that him and Manderson on the same page with the sign system that they developed. Manderson going for a back pick to first. Justin Brodt, the fancy footwork again, has to jump up and around the base in order to save that one. That ball misses way away to even the count up in 1-1. Golnick once again with a long look inside, making sure that him and Manderson are on the same page here. That ball gets away from Anderson. Ball is in the dirt. Runners both advance. Now, it didn't look like he was prepared. Manderson was prepared for that pitch. And as a result, gives up 2 free 90s for the Blue Raiders. Now they're in a threatening position, and that a double play is not in order. And so Golnick's really going to have to bear down here and try and get a strikeout to help limit and minimize the damage, because any fly ball is still going to score a run. So with that long look in, 2 outs. Or with that long look in, sorry, I apologize. Batter calls time, trying to collect himself. That fastball misses way in for ball 3. With the base open, Golnick can be extra fine here with first baseman Seth Price up at the plate. We still, like I said, want to get a strikeout, but we can't leave a ball over the plate and let Seth Price do a lot of damage here because we have that free base open. We can afford to be finer. Good breaking ball over the plate right there for strike 2. That's a great pitch, and Seth Price definitely going to lay off of that one, as he wants to hit fastballs, right? No one likes hitting off-speed pitches, and so 3-1, he's definitely sitting a fastball. So Golnick did a really good job of getting that off-speed pitch over the plate. Golnick delivers another good breaking ball. That one ends up the middle. Luke Torino gives a little bit of a look over to the man running at third, but gets his man out at first. With that ground ball out, Lindsey Wilson's still able to scratch off another run and move the run over to third base. Now the Blue Raiders have 2 outs, runner at third base. Third base, you can see Michael Baumfeld taking the ball away from Brian Golnick. Brian Golnick, instead of heading back to the dugout, giving a glove tap to his teammate, saying, "Hey, pick me up here. Let's get out of this inning." And to replace Golnick, you can see we have up there number 7, Pascual De Phillips. This is going to be his 3rd game pitching for the Tigers, with an ERA of 6.75. He's looking to really lower that down right here and shut this inning down to allow the Tigers to get back up on offense and score some runs. DePhillips has a total of 4 innings pitched and has given up 4 runs on 4 hits for the Tigers. But like I said, he's really looking to limit and minimize the damage right here and just get that final out to close out this inning that has been a little bit of a mess with some errors and some wild pitches. DePhillips with that breaking ball, it ends up hitting catcher Lucas Balt on the first pitch. Not really what you want to see there coming out of the bullpen. Ball must have slipped. But I don't know if I can see that. I mean, he did have a couple warm-up pitches. He was looking good in his warm-ups. And so to have that first pitch breaking ball kind of come out of his hand like that, it's definitely unfortunate. To give the Blue Raiders now runners at first and third base. Once again, we have 2 outs. And in this situation, because it was the catcher who got hit and they have a courtesy runner now, they do have that possibility of trying to sneak a run with a first and third play. Kevin Llanos doing a great job, though. Sees a fastball, drives it up the middle to score yet another run for the Lindsey Wilson Blue Raiders in this inning. to make the score 5-2 in the Blue Raiders' favor. Because DePhillips came in relief for Golnick, the runner who scored from third base was not his runner. That was an inherited run given up by DePhillips. So it won't go against his ERA, but it definitely will go up against Golnick's. That breaking ball almost hitting right fielder Henry Polino, number 6. In order for DePhillips to be really effective in this game right here, he's really going to have to lock down that breaking ball, because these Lindsey Wilson hitters sit fastball. They expect fastballs, and they hit them hard. So he's definitely going to need to have a secondary pitch to help back him up. DePhillips looking over, check the runner at second base. That fastball missed outside for ball 2. From the press box, you can hear the Lindsey Wilson team giving some life after this inning. They're starting to chirp up, really cheer their team on. And if you're the Tigers right now, you really need to shut them down and kind of limit their momentum as we continue towards the end of this game. Once again, we have runners at first and second base, 2 outs, 2-0 count. Good fastball by DePhillips. Unfortunately, it's right down the middle, so that ball gets hit to left fielder. Both runners do end up scoring with 2 outs in a situation like that. They're going to be going on contact, which is why that runner from first is able to score that, putting up the Lindsey Wilson Blue Raiders up 7-2.
3-0.
Once again, in that situation right there, 2-0 count, it's a hitter's count. We've talked about it all day. When we're not throwing first pitch strikes, hitters are sitting fastballs, and if you give one right down the middle just like that, hitters are going to hit balls hard. And unfortunately, that one got by left fielder Christian Santillanes in left field. Now, that was a ball that was getting down regardless, and so Christian Santillanes did a good job of getting it back in, limiting Henry Polino from getting to third base. Up right there, you see number 13, Austin Reno, third baseman for the Blue Raiders. Breaking ball blocked well by Manderson, as that ball was a couple feet in front of the plate. Now, those are typically the hardest ones to block. Here we can see Michael Baumfeld coming back out to the mound. It looks like we have another relief pitcher coming in, and we will get back with you shortly with who that is. It looks like Isaac Olson coming into the dugout. DePhillips not too happy with his performance right there. Just going to head back to the dugout. Unusual to kind of see a pitching change in the middle of an at-bat, but Michael Baumfeld was kind of done seeing some unnecessary pitches. Why wait? Why not just change pitchers, limit the damage right now? And it definitely is Isaac Olson that you see up on the mound right now for the Tigers. That would be number 31. Isaac Olson earlier in the year started the game, but this will definitely be his third pitching appearance for the Tigers. He's given up 2 earned runs off 5 hits in 6 innings of work from both starting and in his relief appearances. Isaac Olson's definitely one of those guys who can shut this inning down and continue to progress for the 6th, 7th, 8th inning if need be. So he's a good long reliever, but he's definitely going to need to start to limit the damage right now before we can go any further. Olson's got a good 4-seam and 2-seam run. Mid to upper 80s fastball. There you can see a breaking ball. Austin Reno back up to the plate for the Blue Raiders with the 1-0 count. That fastball from Isaac Olson pitching up and away almost hits Reno. You can hear the Georgetown Tigers from the dugout cheering on their teammate, cheering on Isaac to really pound the zone and help the team get out of this rough inning. The sun coming out, both teams starting to get some life for their team. Team's really trying to bring up the energy in this doubleheader. Fastball inside misses. For ball 3. Like we talked about earlier, 3-0 counts. Hitter's probably typically going to take, so Isaac needs to bear down right here and get one over the plate. That said, being up by 5 runs, if Austin Reno sees what he likes, he may be aggressive and swing at this pitch. Decides not to, takes it for strike number 1 of the at-bat. He's still in a good offensive count, and so Isaac knows that and is going to do his best to try and minimize what Reno can do here. Ball misses for ball 4. Now we have runners at first and second base with 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. At this point, neither teams have anybody warming up down in their bullpen. So the Tigers are really going to rely on Isaac to carry them through this inning and through the rest of this game until the Tigers can get more runs across the board. It's a good breaking ball over the plate for strike 1. That's some good, tight, sharp action by Isaac Olson's breaking ball right there. And if you're Michael Baumfeld and definitely Jake Manderson, you love to see that type of action because that's a pitch that can get you out of these rough innings because you won't get a lot of hard contact with those types of pitches. Another breaking ball, that one left up, allowing Zavala to foul that one straight back for strike 2. There you can see Zavala with 2 strikes. He's up in the box. He's right on top of the plate. And it looks like a lot of those Lindsey Wilson hitters will do the same. They're not going to give up any at-bats, neither will our Tigers. Makes it a little bit challenging on a pitcher. As you can see right there, as the closer you are to the plate, definitely put some intimidation factors in there. You can see him giving a hard 90 and his teammates cheering him on for that one. And with 2 strikes, that's what a lot of NAI schools have been teaching their offense. You get closer to the plate, choke up on the bat, and you find a way to put the ball in play because it definitely cuts off that inner half of the plate for pitchers. Sometimes they just don't feel comfortable enough throwing their fastballs in. And as you can see right there, Zavala able to sneak a hit by pitch and get on base. Isaac and Manderson not quite on the same page. Isaac decides to call him out just so they can figure out what pitches they need to do. A little quick mound visit, probably talking about what sign system that they want to go with here. So they can stay on the same page for the remainder of this at-bat because this is a huge situation with Tyler Menrath up again, going back to minimizing the damage. Right now, we've given up 5 runs in this inning, and we can't give up any more if the Tigers want to continue to keep up that offensive pressure that they showed yesterday. Isaac Olson thought he liked what he saw. Came set. Jake Manderson probably not on the same page. There's definitely some frustrations in the Tiger dugout with not being on the same signs here. It's one of the things that we work really hard on during the preseason and especially during non-conference play to make sure that we are on the same page with signs. Tigers were a little bit limited this year as they had their first 11 away games canceled or postponed due to the weather that we got here in Georgetown with all that snow piling up. Isaac Olson finally gets what he sees. It's a good breaking ball. Manor swings over for strike 1. Now it looks like Olson and Manderson are back in rhythm with what pitches they want to throw. Not the best breaking ball right there, but it is over the plate and it does do a good job to bring the count to 0-2. Manderson needs to make sure that he's working really hard, expecting a ball in dirt, and being able to put his body in front of it at whatever it takes. There you can see Manderson sets up. Breaking ball low and away. He's able to get him for the final out to be able to limit the damage in this inning. There you see Isaac Olson frustrated a little bit at first, but he's able to get out of that inning. Well, folks, we will return here shortly with your Georgetown College Tigers, looking to make something happen as they approach the bottom of the 5th inning. There you just saw Andy Rosales getting his warm-up pitches in as he approaches the Tigers in the bottom of this 5th inning. Currently at 57 pitches through 4. He's doing an excellent job, especially after that first inning of being more efficient with his pitches. Up for Georgetown, we have Christian Santianes, the left fielder, trying to make something happen for the Tigers. Swings at the first pitch, grounds it softly to the third baseman, throws it over to first to retire Santianes for the first out. There you see 9-hole hitter, right fielder Eric Thrower up to the plate after that first pitch, swinging for an out. Eric Thrower is probably going to be taking this first pitch because the last thing you want to do is give Rosales an easy inning, and there you see he does. Rosales delivers. Eric Thrower that hits that fastball. It was down and away to left fielder, who keeps going back, giving chase. The ball ends up dropping to the ground on the warning track. Eric Thrower easily going to stand up for his stand-up double right there. That was a good piece of hitting by Eric Thrower right there. It was a fastball down and in. It was still in a hitter's count, and he was able to do a lot of hard damage with that ball, getting a lot of barrel. And in that situation, You need to find, if you are going to be swinging, it has to be a pitch that you have to drive. And Eric Thor did a great job of putting a lot of good barrel on that. Next up, you see the freshman Josh Duarte up at the plate. We're now at the top of the lineup for the Tigers. He takes that pitch low and away for ball one. Josh Duarte hits that ball. Ground ball right to the first baseman, easily retired for out number 2. That will advance Eric Thrower over to third base. But once again, unfortunately, with 2 outs, the Tigers are still looking for a hit to score or possibly a wild pitch in this case to at least scratch one run across. Luke Torino is definitely one of those guys for the Tigers who, with one swing, can definitely close the gap between what's going on right now. But at this point, the Tigers need to have the mindset of getting the next guy up. The long ball in this situation is not going to do us any good. Even with the bases loaded, we'll still be down 1 run. And so the mindset of Luke Torino right now should be trying to find a way to get the next guy up. Swings at that one, pops straight up. It's going back over the home dugout to even the count up at 1-1. Luke Torino takes that pitch down for ball 2. 2-1, another good hitter's count. Really looking to find something that he can hit and drive right now. Again, he's in a position to where he has the advantage, and he should stay away from chasing pitches. Fastball in the inner half, fouls it straight back. Luke Torino probably wishes he had that one back. We got twos across the board with 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Luke Torino, second baseman, up to bat. Easily takes that ball at the eyes for ball 3. You can see right there Luke Torino closing up to the plate. That fastball gets hit up against once again, out over the home dugout. Count still full. Luke Torino swings over that one to end the inning, and that's definitely a morale booster for the Blue Raiders as they stop any runs from scoring across for the Tigers. There you can get a good look into their dugout. You can see the excitement that they have being able to shut down the Tigers in that inning. Up next, we have the top of the 6th with Tyler Maskill, Nico Martinez, and Seth Price. Those are the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Blue Raiders. Welcome back, folks. We have, once again, Isaac Olson up on the mound for the Tigers. With that breaking ball there for a ball high to second baseman Tyler Maskill. Maskill grounds out one to David Rojas at third base. David Rojas gathers, collects it, throws it to Justin Broat over at first to get the first out of the inning for the Tigers. It's a good job by David Rojas, recognizing how much time he had to be able to gather himself, collect the ball, and make a good, strong throw across the diamond. Olson once again being efficient, throwing the ball over the plate, allowing these Lindsey Wilson hitters to get themselves out. This is the exact same mentality and mindset that Johan Castillo had yesterday, and he definitely showed his worth right there, going full 9 innings on 97 pitches. Isaac Olson with a good breaking ball over there to bring Nico Martinez, the designated hitter, to no balls and 2 strikes. That breaking ball almost hitting Martinez. Turns the count to 1-2. Olson definitely one of those guys who's more comfortable from the windup. That curveball misses high and inside, close one. Olson really wanted that one for the punch out. Doesn't get it, and so now the count is even back to 2-2. As I mentioned, Olson's one of those guys who's typically a starter for the Tigers, but has kind of transitioned into a long relief role that's going to help the Tigers out later on in the season. That ball grounded to shortstop Josh Duarte, making the throw over to Justin Broat over at first base to get the second out of the inning. There you see number 28, first baseman Seth Price up to bat. Seth Price 1 for 3 on the day with 2 RBIs. Fouls that first pitch right off the plate for strike 1. Good fastball over the plate for strike 2. Not really sure what Seth was looking at right there in that 0-1 count. But Isaac will take it nonetheless. Now I expect him to break something off a little bit nasty here. Given the count, instead throws a fastball and misses high for 1-2. Again, this is a similar situation. Isaac Olson is still in control of this at bat and can afford to throw one of his better pitches. Now that was a great pitch right there. Umpire thinks so as well. Brings him up to end the inning. Isaac Olson does a great job with the help of his defense to shut down the Blue Raiders quickly and get his Georgetown offense back up to bat. There you can get a good look into the dugout, and if you were able to catch that, you saw how muddy it actually is down on the tracks. Once again, the Tigers were up early this morning at 8 o'clock, pulling the tarp, grooming the field, getting everything ready to play for this doubleheader. And they did an excellent job being able to prepare it, and it looks like the sun's coming out to help dry up some of the spots that are still a little bit damp on the infield. If you're unable to see it on the camera, we do have wet spots at home plate. It's super damp and wet, and then right where the third base line is as well, right where the third baseman would typically play, and again where the shortstop would play, a little bit softer areas that they kind of have to battle and work through. To start the bottom of the 6th inning for the Tigers, we have number 30, first baseman Justin Broat. Broke grounds that one over to first base. First baseman collects it and just tags the bag himself for out number 1. Now, the aggressiveness by the Georgetown offense is what you like to see under normal circumstances, but considering the fact that we are down 7-2, we need to work to get Andy Rosales out of this, because currently there's no one down in Lindsey Wilson's bullpen warming up, and where the Tigers did a lot of their damage in yesterday's matchup is when they got to that bullpen. Brandon Krenrich hits that fastball far and foul for strike number 1. I apologize. That's actually center fielder Val Stamler up to bat. Fastball in the inner half, Val Stamler takes for ball 1. Val 0 for 1 on the day with a walk. Looks to try and get a hit here and get on base for his team. Takes that pitch down and away for ball 2. It's a good eye by Val, not chasing that pitch, really seeing it deep and knowing that it's a ball. We got a good hitter's count right here with 2 and 1. Again, that pitch misses. Low and in for ball 3. With a 3-1 count, Val needs to understand the situation. If it's a ball in the zone that he can drive, he can swing. That one he fouls back, ends up hitting the catcher in the shit. Umpire going to go out, hand the ball to the pitcher to give that catcher a little bit of extra time to recover from that foul ball. Val still needs to be selective here with the full count. He needs to take the walk if it's given to him and get the next guy up to kind of continue to keep the line moving. He needs to work to foul balls off that are in the zone or hit them hard for a hit. That one gets a little bit in on him, fouls that one straight back, keeps the at-bat alive with a full count. By seeing more pitches and causing Andy Rosales, the pitcher, to throw more pitches, the Tigers are going to find more success being able to dig into that Lindsey Wilson bullpen, especially since there's a doubleheader today. Unfortunately, Val chases that fastball high, swings underneath it, and strikes out for the second out of the inning. There you can see DH Brandon Krenrich coming up to bat. Again, one of those fire starters for the team. Really needs to find a way to get on right here and keep that momentum that they generated in the 5th inning going. Krenrich takes that one low and in for ball 1. Now at 76 pitches, Rosales is probably getting tired. And again, these Georgetown hitters need to continue to take the balls that are given to them and make Andy Rosales work. Krenrich fouls that one off to the third base dugout for strike 1. Krenrich 1 for 2 today with an RBI. Takes that pitch, gets another hit in the 3-4 hole. It's a good piece of hitting by him right there. He saw the ball, he let it get deep, and he's able to once again produce for his team to get on base for his second single of the day. Like I said, that's that type of senior leadership that you're looking for with this program. There you see walking to the plate, catcher Jake Manderson. That ball popped up in foul territory. Catcher gives chase back. He looks like he's going to the warning track. Ends up going into foul territory. And that'll be just strike one for Jake Manderson. There you see Jake foul that one off down the left field line. Left fielder giving chase, but definitely foul. Jake's, even though this is only his third at-bat of the season for him, he's still one of those guys who can be really aggressive if he sees balls in the zone. Once again, with the Tigers being down 5 runs, we need to find a way to get on base, and part of that includes taking the walks when they're given to us and finding a way to grind out at-bats. And this is one of those ones that Jake's going to have to do right here, being down 0-2 early with 2 outs. He's definitely going to have to find a way to get on base for his team. It's a good eye by that. Takes that ball away for ball 1. Still nobody down in either bullpen. Coaches over at Lindsey Wilson are going to try and stretch Andy Rosales out for as long as they can to save their bullpen for Game 2. That ball taking a ball and a half out. Catcher really working hard to try and get that ball back in. As you saw right there, umpire not buying it. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Jake Manderson up to bat, and Brandon Krenich first. Here's the pitch. Jake gets a piece of that one on the outer half. It's going to right fielder. Ends up being foul. It's a foul ball. If that ball would have gotten down, Krenich for sure would have scored, and Jake probably would have ended up on third if that ball ended up in that corner. Instead, we're back at the plate with that same 2-2 count. There you see David Rojas being a good teammate, picking up that bat and handed it to Jake. With the exception of that one wild pitch that got past Jake, he's been doing an excellent job of receiving pitches and blocking a lot of balls for his pitchers. Now, unfortunately, right there, that ball was the same as before that the umpire called the ball, but Jake gets rung up on that one. You can kind of see a little bit of the inconsistencies right there. Lindsey Wilson's not going to complain about it. They're definitely happy to see that get called their way, but it's kind of unfortunate for the Tigers, especially Jake catching the game, kind of understanding where the strike zone is, and earlier in that bat, getting a ball on that same exact pitch awarded to him and then getting rung up shortly thereafter. The Tigers go down with no runs on 1 hit in the bottom of the 6th inning, and we will return with you shortly here as we approach the top of the 7th inning with the 6, 7, 8 hitters for Lindsey Wilson. That ball grounded up the middle. Play made, able to get the first out to retire Lucas Balt for the first out of the inning. Isaac doing, once again, a better job of attacking the strike zone early and getting these Lindsey Wilson hitters to get themselves out. It's a good first pitch strike by Olsen. Kelvin Llanos, the shortstop, up to bat for the Blue Raiders. Slider, ground ball to the shortstop. Shortstop delivers over to Justin Brote at first to get the second out of the inning. Once again, that's a good job of attacking the strike zone, letting these Lindsey Wilson hitters get themselves out. We can't emphasize that enough, as that's exactly what Coach Michael Baumfeld preaches day in and day out to these pitchers. Being a former catcher myself and working with Coach B, you can see how effective that is when hitters at this level, they're not perfect. So right there you kind of saw Isaac Olsen trying to quick pitch the batter. Umpire quickly called time. Olsen delivers breaking ball inside, almost hits batter Henry Polino. Olsen, good breaking ball. This time over the plate for strike one, evens the count, 1-1. Another breaking ball. That one pops out of Jake Manderson's glove. Henry Polino, 1 for 3 today with 3 RBIs. Takes that pitch high for ball 3, 3-1. Polino looking to drive a pitch here. Was expecting a fastball, got an off-speed pitch instead, swings through that one, and we're back to even at full count. That's a good pitch by Isaac Olsen. Not only did it look like a fastball for as long as possible, but it had that nice long break to be able to miss the barrel of Polino. Isaac tries to back that off-speed pitch up with the fastball in the inner half, ends up missing to walk Polino for the first base runner of the inning. Next up, we have 9-hole hitter Austin Reno up at the plate for the Blue Raiders. Reno 0 for 2 today with a walk. Takes that pitch high for ball 1. Another good slider by Olsen. Gets Reno to swing to even the count back up in 1-1. Not a super threatening lead over there at first base by Henry Polino. Definitely not trying to get picked off. Definitely letting his offense kind of continue to do the work and extend the lead for this game. Good breaking ball by Isaac Olsen. Gets Reno to swing and miss. Unfortunately, that did pop out of Manderson's glove, and Polino is able to advance to second base on that pass ball. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Isaac Olsen's really looking to get the punch out here. Again, that breaking ball that looks like it just kind of slipped out of his hand and almost hitting the right-handed batters. That inconsistency is definitely going to be challenging for Olsen in tight situations with runners at third, bases loaded. When you can't give up a walk, you can't give up a hit, and you really need to dial in and get the strikeout. Olsen and Manderson taking some time, making sure that they're on the same page. Reno, not comfortable, decides to call time and step out for a moment. Isaac Olson likes to work quick. He likes to be a guy who can keep his defense on their feet, and he likes to pound the zone. When he's in the zone, he likes to move quick, and he likes to just get the action going. That curveball gets a swing and miss by Reno. Manderson not able to block it. Wild pitch allows Reno to score and Paulino to advance to third. So now another one of those threatening situations where the Blue Raiders have runners at first and third with Derek Zavala, arguably one of their best hitters, up at the plate. In this situation, you're probably not trying to steal a run and trade and just try and get that run across, because you want to trust Zavala is going to be able to make a lot of hard contact. Manderson tries to back pick to no avail. That is a strike, as Zavala tried to push through on that attempt. But in this situation, you trust Zavala. Like I said, he's one of your better hitters. To find a lot of good barrel and to put the ball in play, you're not going to sacrifice an out here for a run, especially since you're up by 5. Once again, Zavala tries for a bunt attempt, and Manderson goes for the back pick. That is a strike, so the count is at 0-2, so Zavala will be forced to swing the bat here, which he's one of those guys who's not really afraid to swing the bat. He's hitless in today's affair, but on the season, going into yesterday's matchup, he was batting .500. Runner ends up going on this 0-2 count. Manderson, wise decision just to body up the ball and stay in front of it, preventing that runner from third from scoring. So now we got a 1-2 count with 2 outs. Runners at second and third for the Blue Raiders. Isaac Olson, with the base open now, can afford to be extra fine, because the last thing you want to do in this situation is leave a ball over the plate to have Zavala get a base hit, because a base hit will score 2 here with the runners going on 2 outs. Misses up with that curveball right there for ball 2. Once again, a pitch like that is better off happening as compared to leaving one floating over the plate and letting Zavala getting good barrel on it. So although it's not the pitch that Olson wanted in that count, it's still something that's going to allow him to stay alive and really go after Zavala. Manderson does a great job of getting in front of that fastball and stopping it from hitting the backstop. In that situation, when you're expecting a fastball to be good on the outer half, to be able to get in front of a ball like that, that was 4 or 5 baseballs out, it's a really good job by Manderson to keep that in front of him. Back to a full count with 2 outs, runners at second and third, Zavala up to bat. Olson delivers. It's a good breaking ball on the inner half, gets Zavala looking, and that's a good shutdown by Isaac Olson to stop any runs from scoring. And that's definitely going to bring a lot of life to the Georgetown offense, and so they need to come out swinging. They need to come out finding ways to get on base and to keep the line moving in order to produce more runs in this matchup. There you see Isaac Olson getting a lot of praise by his teammates, being able to get out of an inning like that. We'll be back with you at the bottom of the 7th inning when your Georgetown College Tigers are looking to scratch a couple runs across against the Blue Raiders of Lindsey Wilson. We are back with David Rojas, the 7th hitter for the Tigers, up to bat. Rojas is 0 for 2 in this matchup and is looking to get on base or get a hit right here for his team. Rojas takes that one inside for ball 1. That off-speed pitch over the plate. Rojas pops up to center fielder Derek Zavala, who punched out this last inning. And that'll be out number 1 for the inning. Up to bat is left fielder Christian Santillanes. Takes that fastball in the outer half for strike 1. Santillanes is shown to be one of the more patient hitters in the Georgetown lineup. Another fastball in the outer half. That one's grounded over to second baseman, who easily throws over to first to retire Santillanes for the second out of the inning. There you see Eric Thrower. I apologize, that's not Eric Thrower. We have a substitute in right now, and that's number 12. We will get to you with who that is here shortly. But he swings for the first pitch strike. That definitely looks like Nick DiLorenzo, who was in the DH spot during yesterday's matchup against the Blue Raiders. He's able to swing at that one. That ball's down on the left field line. DiLorenzo's going over to second base right now. Slides, a little unnecessary, but that is a 2-out double for Nicholas DiLorenzo for the Georgetown College Tigers. He got that one off the end of the bat and just made it in that fair territory. Umpire definitely gave the signal for a fair ball. And sometimes hard contact is not always necessary to get a hit in baseball. And getting that one right off the end of the bat was still able to find the green. Now we're back at the top of the lineup. Josh Duarte leaves that ball up for 1-0. Duarte hitless in this one in his 3 at-bats, looking to change that here, or at least get on base, once again, to keep that line moving for the Tigers. That fastball in on the hands. Duarte grounds it over to third baseman. Third baseman collects it, throws over to first for the final out of the inning. Georgetown College Tigers score no runs on no hits in the bottom of the 7th. They're looking to change what they're doing in the bottom of the 8th and the 9th inning, as they do need to scratch some runs across in order to make this happen. Isaac Olson back out on the mound for the Tigers, looking to give up another shutdown inning to get his offense back out there and give him another chance to keep the momentum up and scratch some runs across. We'll be back at the top of the 8th inning with 2, 3, and 4 hitters, Tyler Menrath, Maskill, and Nico Martinez up for the Blue Raiders. There you can see Tyler Manrith getting ready to hit fastball up and in. Barely misses him for ball one. Another fastball up and in. Manrath showing bunt, but pulling back. Definitely think that's more of a show me bunt. Not really planning to get a hit with that one, but just trying to make it a little bit more difficult for Isaac to get. Manrath hits that one into center field. Val Stamler easily able to get underneath that and collect it for out number one of the inning. Once again, that's Isaac Olson going back to his roots of throwing the ball over the heart of the plate, throwing strikes, and allowing hitters to get themselves out. I can't emphasize that enough. When it comes to this level of baseball, hitters will get themselves out. We have second baseman Tyler Maskill up. Takes that slider for ball one. Good fastball in the inner half for strike one, even the count out, 1-1. Once again, folks, Isaac Olson, former starter, now in the long relief position for the Tigers, loves to work quick and loves to work out of the windup. Misses that one down and away for ball two. You can see there the umpire has his hand up. Ball misses a little high, not really sure about that one, but it is a ball. But you can see that the umpire has his hand up, kind of stopping Olson from working too quickly, because right as those batters get in the box, Olson is about it. That one is good on the inner half for strike two for Olson. Now with another full count, Isaac Olson's looking to get a punch out. For the second out of the inning. Fortunately, that breaking ball does miss, and it hits Maskill in the back for their first base runner of the inning.
Martinez.
Apologies, folks. We do have one out. Manrath did fly out to Stamler out in center field, so we do have one out with a runner at first. And Nico Martinez up to bat. Nico Martinez, gets that one in the 5-6 hole. It does go down. Josh Duarte does try and dive for it. Comes up to nothing. And the Blue Raiders now have runners at first and second base with one out. Josh Duarte was shading towards second base. He was in double play depth to try and make a double play happen, which is why he was kind of taken out of position on that one. Without a runner on base, Josh definitely would have been able to make that play. But again, with that runner on first base and a double play opportunity open, he got shaded and brought towards the bag, which stopped him. That breaking ball low and away for 1-0. First baseman Seth Price up to bat for the Blue Raiders. Olson delivers another ground ball to Josh Duarte. He waits back, feeds it to Luke Torino. Luke Torino makes the play at first. Throw is a little high, so it got over Justin's glove. Being at 6'7", it's a little difficult to do, but it did happen, and that allows 22 Maskill to score on that throwing error by Luke Torino. So with that run coming across, the score is now 8-2. With the Blue Raiders of Lindsey College leading in this matchup. They did get the out at second, so we do have two outs. Runner at first in the top of the 8th inning. Looks like we have a substitute up to bat right here, and that's number 27, Thorn Gray. And he's in for Lucas Balt behind the plate. There you can see a close-up look of Gray up at the plate. Isaac delivers. It's a good fastball. Gray being aggressive for his first bat of the day. Isaac Olson calls time. Here we are back at it with 0-1 count. It's a good off-speed pitch. Causes Gray to wave at that one for strike number 2. It's definitely hard coming off the bench after not seeing a lot of pitches in both yesterday's matchup and today's matchup, trying to face a guy like Isaac with the type of stuff that he has. This good fastball and run on it, as well as a tight curveball. Not really sure why Isaac's picking over there with 2 outs and 2 strikes. I mean, he really needs to lock in and focus on the hitter right here. Make sure we get this guy out, because a pass ball by Justin Brote right there can possibly lead to a runner at third, and that's a situation that we don't want to end up with, especially when we're trying to limit the damage from this inning so far. It's a good pitch on the outer half. Gets Gray for strike 3. Isaac does a good job of once again limiting the damage, but right now the offense needs to pick the pitchers up and score some runs. We'll be back with your Tigers coming up. Luke Torino up to bat for the Tigers. Hitless on the day with 1 strikeout, looking to try and get on base and move the chain right here. Now, although this is a guy who can put the ball out of the park, this is definitely not one of those situations where it will be beneficial. Getting on base, causing havoc on the bases is where he can really do a lot of damage and help his team out. Swings at that first pitch. That one's going over to center fielder, who camps underneath it. Zavalu makes the easy catch and tosses the ball to right fielder Polino to throw it in. With that, that's the first out of the bottom of the 8th inning for the Tigers. Still on the mound for the Blue Raiders is Andy Rosales. He's doing a great job right now. He's at 95 pitches through 7 1/3 innings of work. Delivers a fastball in the inner half down for strike 1 to Justin Brote. That off-speed pitch on the outer half is good for strike 2. Getting down early, Justin Brote's going to have to find a way to make Andy Rosales work even more. It doesn't rolls that one over to the first baseman. First baseman's going to gather and collect and step on the bag for out number 2 of the 8th inning. Up now for the Gers is center fielder Val Stamler. Val is 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout in today's matchup. Rosales leaves that ball up for ball 1. Val swings at that pitch on the outer half. Once again to center fielder Zavala, who's camped underneath it. Makes the routine play, and that retires the side for the Tigers. There you can see Zavala and Polino running in. And we're coming to the end of this matchup between the Lindsey Wilson Blue Raiders and your Georgetown College Tigers with a score of 8-2. We're going into the top of the 9th inning with Kelvin Llanos up to bat for the Blue Raiders. Welcome back. Right here you can take a look at senior pitcher Keenan Cisneros for the Tigers. This will be his second outing. Keenan's really looking to shut down the Blue Raiders offense right here, and it's kind of important. Although it doesn't seem like a big deal at this point, it's definitely going to change how Lindsey Wilson's offense feels going into next game. So he's definitely going to need to stop them, shut them down in 3, and stop their confidence going into this next one.
Llanos.
Up to bat for the Blue Raiders, we have Kelvin Llanos. Shortstop once again. Earlier in this game, Llanos was doing a great job on defense. Being a wall at shortstop, constantly just making the routine plays and making things happen for his team. And that's kind of been the big issue for the Tigers thus far with 3 errors in the game and a couple wild pitches and a pass ball. The Tigers have given up a handful of runs. Because as far as hits goes, the Blue Raiders only have 9 hits to Georgetown's 7. So Georgetown definitely wasn't out hit in this matchup, but defensively, it has been a difference. Keen with a good fastball inside. Llanos fouls it back to even the count back up 1-1. Llanos gets a little jammed on that side, but is able to get the ball to fall through right in front of the left fielder for a single.
Polino.
And as a pitcher, those are the types of balls, or those are the types of hits that you you hate to see, right? Like you get right inside on a guy's hands, and he's still able to fight it off and get a knock. It's definitely not something that you want to see. There's another one in on the hands. That one is bobbled by shortstop Josh Duarte, and they're not able to get either out at second or at first. Once again, a product of Josh looking up too soon and not really tracking the ball into his glove to be able to make that play.
Reno.
And that's one of those things that's definitely going to hurt the offensive and defensive morale when we're making some of those routine errors like that. And in yesterday's matchup, the Tigers had 3 or 4 key double plays that got them out of huge innings, allowing them to continue their offense and build and score some more runs. Right fielder Polino up to bat for Lindsey Wilson. Is bunting. Keenan Cisneros grabs it and is able to get the out at third. That's a good job by Keenan Cisneros of bouncing off the mound and being prepared for that bunt. Lindsey Wilson not really giving into that mentality of too many runs is enough. They're willing to bunt in any situation to try and scratch off more runs and really beat down the Georgetown defense. So that's a good job of Keenan being an athlete and being aware to be able to get that out at third base. Looks like we have a pinch hitter right here, Gabe Board, up to bat for Lindsey Wilson. He was a shortstop in yesterday's matchup. Coming in for a pinch hit today for Austin Reno. It's a firm fastball with a lot of life on the outer half for strike one. Cisneros really needs to work hard to continue to get his team a ground ball double play right here to get him out of the inning and get the offense back in for a huge inning that they need in the bottom of the ninth. That pitch misses down and away for ball one. Once again, right there you can see the hitter and all the base runners checking those cards as the third base coach calls out the number for whatever sign may be on. Manderson sets up on the outer half. Fastball misses up and in for ball two. And at home, that pitch does look good, but unfortunately, when a catcher is set up on the outer half like that and has to reach across over the plate to try and make that play, umpires typically don't get that, don't give you that call. 2-1 count here. Keenan really needs to do a good job keeping the ball down in the zone, which he does. Ground ball to Josh Duarte, feeds it to Luke Torino. Back to first base for the double play, and that's exactly what they needed to not only build up some momentum going into the bottom ninth, but also some good morale for the defense, letting their pitchers know, hey, we still got your back. We will return to you in the bottom of the ninth with DH Brandon Krenrich up to bat for the Gers. There you see designated hitter Brandon Krenrich to lead it off for the Tigers in the bottom of this ninth inning. He's already have 2 hits on the day. Takes that fastball up and away for ball 1. Now to pull a comeback like this, the Tigers definitely need to string together hits and walks and really have that mentality of getting the next guy up. If you take a selfish mentality at this point in the game right here, it's gonna quickly end in a loss for the Tigers. But it's definitely something that they can come back from given their offense. Krennic doing a good job of leaving that ball low for ball 2. Fouls that one back over the first base dugout for strike 2. Got a good fastball that he liked and was working to try and hit it hard somewhere. Krenner just kind of shown the past couple of days that he does his best hitting with 2 strikes. So let's see how he can approach this at bat. It's a ground ball up the middle for another single for Brandon Krenner. So that's a good job once again by that senior leadership, being able to show his team, hey guys, we're still in this. Let's keep going. Let's keep that line moving. Jake Manderson up next for the Tigers. There you can see once again Andy Rosales is still out on the mound for the Lindsey Wilson College. Manderson gets a hit right here down the line, third base. Brandon Krenner's legging the ball out to third. He's going to get in there safely, and Manderson's going to follow him up at second base. And this is exactly what the Tigers needed to kind of build and develop that offense to continue some good momentum. So that's a good job by Jake Manderson right there. Good piece of hitting, was able to scratch one down by the line. There you see a pinch runner. I apologize. There you see the courtesy runner. Runner form right there. Brandon Krenrich at third base. David Rojas fouls that one back. And with that hit, Lindsey Wilson does have somebody starting to stretch down in their bullpen. But they will try and leave Andy Rosales out there for as long as they can to try and get as much out of him to save that bullpen once again for game 2, which will come up shortly after this one ends. Slow off-speed pitch on the outer half for strike number 2. Here we can get a good look at both Rojas and Rosales. Rosales delivers that fastball up and away for ball 1. David doing a good job, not even thinking about swinging after that one. Again, another good lead by Rojas, leaving that off-speed pitch that was way up and away. And here you can kind of see some of the fatigue on Andy Rosales going as he's already through 8 innings. He's at 109 total pitches. Really can wear on you when you're not used to something like that. Rojas grounds out to the shortstop. They're easily going to trade the out for the run there. Tigers do scratch one across with 1 out, and the runner does advance to third base. That pitch taken for strike one. There you see Trey Eden up to bat as a pinch hitter for Christian Santianes. Takes that pitch outside to even the count back up at 1-1. Fastball in the inner half. Called for ball two, and that's one of those things that I was talking about earlier, folks. When the catcher's set up outside, even though the pitch is good over on the inner half of the plate, and the catcher needs to reach across, he sometimes doesn't get that call, even though it may have been a strike. Trey rolls over that one to the shortstop, Llanos, who reaches over and throws it to first base to get the second out of the inning. Tigers do score another run on that ground ball, but are going to need to get something going here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning. Nick DiLorenzo up to bat. Swings at the first pitch on the outer half. In a situation like this, you definitely need to be more selective than that, because at that point, even if you do hit a home run, it doesn't get you any advantage. It's all about getting the next guy up, moving the line, keeping it going. Swings again on the pitch on the outer half for strike two. Tigers down to their last strike of this ball game. Nick DiLorenzo does go on that one. Catcher comes up easily throwing to get the punch out at third base, and that is the final score for this first game of the doubleheader here at Robert N. Wilson Field. Lindsey Wilson Blue Raiders take it over the Georgetown College Tigers 8-4. There you can get a good look at the Blue Raiders. Clapping hands, going to get ready to prepare for this second matchup, which should start 30 minutes from now. I do want to remind you that is a loose timeline, because it will depend on when the starters can get ready and when the bases can get redone. In the meantime, thank you all for watching this one. We will catch you back in the second one when the Georgetown College Tigers take on Lindsey Wilson College in Game 3 of this Mid-South Conference matchup.